Hello, hello, hello. How are you today? I hope everybody is doing wonderful and you are just kicking butt and making the most of your day and moving the needle forward on your business. It's Chris Ann here, the founder of the Yard Card Business Network, and this is not a scheduled Facebook Live or YouTube Live. However, I'm always thinking about you all and how I can give value to you and share what I've learned. But before we start, I want to just tell you I've got a lot of new people that don't know me, and I thought I would just spend about 30 seconds letting you know a little bit about me. I've been in the business for 21 years. It'll be 22 years, July 2021, which is crazy, right? And throughout the time, a lot has changed. And that's one of the points I want to make with everybody is things are always changing. I am always a student. Every single day, I learn something. And I make it a point too. I'm very intentional about that because we've got to fill our mind with good things that can help our lives. Because when we help our lives and us do better, we can serve better. Do you know the analogy about if you're on an airplane and you lose pressure and the oxygen mask comes down, and you got to put yours on, and then you can help your loved ones with theirs, right? So that's part of what I'm about. I have been a student with so many of the big names out there, from Marie Forleo with B School to Amy Porterfield with Digital Course Academy and List Builder Society, with James Wedmore with Business by Design. I am in Jen Argue's Mastermind. Let's see what else. I am in Social Curators. I am in Social Media Marketing Society. And I could really just go on and on and on. Every single day, like I said, I'm learning. So that's a bit about me. And as you can imagine, in 21 years, I've learned a lot. And so I want to share that with you. And I also want to share some of what I have learned from being a student and then also testing the waters. So let's dive into it. Today, we are going to talk about two things: social media marketing and your business graphics and graphic design. So let's dive in. Number one, let me ask you this. What social media platforms are you on? I'm going to guess you are on Facebook. The next most popular is Instagram. And then some people also have a YouTube channel. And if you're watching this on YouTube, perfect example. It doesn't technically go into the social media realm as much, but so we are going to focus mostly on Facebook and Instagram. But the first question, again, is what platforms do you utilize? And if you just dabble in one of them, okay, you can, but let's think about the one you use the most. Secondly, what platform are your target customers on? Your ideal customer avatar is the marketing term right now for your potential customers, your favorite customers, your most desired customer. If you could envision your perfect customer, where do they hang out on social media? Do you know that? Have you asked them? Okay, that's question number two. Question number three, what do you post on your social media? Traditionally, what I am seeing when I go through, and I do like to see what other people in the industry are posting, 99.5% of what I see are yard signs. They are mostly they are of recent yards, of recent customers, and they're so awesome. And I love seeing how the same signs can be used, but still the way that they're put together is different in a lot of different yards. But that's what I see the most. Now, my next question for you is, how often are you posting? Do you make it a strategy? Are you intentional about posting every single day? Do you think it's once a week? Do you think it's 3 times a week? Whatever it is, I want you to think about what that answer is. A lot of this is more about you answering the questions to yourself, but I absolutely love it if I also get feedback. So I'll be checking the comments at the end of this, and so hopefully we can go back and go over some of this maybe if we have time. So how often are you posting? If you're posting multiple times a day, That's an answer also. It's not just daily. That would mean multiple times a day, 1, 2, 3 times. Are you doing Facebook and Instagram stories? That counts as a separate way that you're using social media. It's more of a variation. Currently in 2021, stories are very, very popular, specifically on Instagram. That's really where more people are going, interestingly enough. And if you want to follow the queen of Instagram, up Jasmine Star. I've been a student of hers for a while, and she is just she's a rock star in this. Okay, so let me just recap real quick. We've got, what platform are you on? Where are your customers hanging out? What are you posting exactly? What kind of content? How often are you posting? And then the next one, number 5, where are you struggling? What hiccups, what obstacles do you have when it comes to your social media strategy? You might say you don't have a strategy, and that's okay. This is why we're here, because we want to up-level our businesses. That's what serious entrepreneurs do, right? I know you're a serious entrepreneur if you are here, because I know a number of you, and I absolutely love getting to talk with you. And for the new people here, I'm so glad you're here, and I hope that you are seeing some new value that will help you. So think about it right now. What pops into your head as your struggles and your obstacles? It could be something as you need to be more consistent about posting. It could be something about, let's see, what you're posting, right? Because our yard signs are awesome to see, but your customers and potential customers really will get into engaging more with you when there's other content posted. Believe it or not, it's just what it is. It's part of your strategy. What else is there? So your time, that's one of the things is, maybe you're looking at your daily schedule and you're like, when in the world do I have time to even think about it? Right? Because we are all busy. If there's one thing I know, I'm going to say 99.9% of everybody that ever listens to this, it's that we're all busy. And that might just be your business, but most of the time you also have a life. You've got a family, or you've got another job, or all three, right? And if you made the commitment to owning a business and being an entrepreneur, along with any other commitments, that means you really want to take this seriously and give it your best. And you want to be successful, right? We're here to also make an income. Your business is probably not a not-for-profit, right? That you also want to be able to help provide for your family. That's how I got started. I wanted to my goal was $500 a month in my pocket. That was it. The average American it would really help the average American family to still have $500 extra dollars a month. And this was 21 years ago, y'all. So you might and you should know that number as your goal. And that's a whole other training. If you've ever heard me talk about goals, it's a whole other one. But the point is, let's get back to time. It takes time to put your business together. It's not all about inventory. It's not all about getting signs into a customer's yard. There's so many more elements. Did you know how many more aspects of a business owner, the different hats, did you know how many there would be when you first got started? Because it's one thing to have the passion to be creative in a customer's yard, but then there's all the other elements. Did you know that the highest performing achievers in the country, y'all, when they're at their peak performance, which is the reason they're the high achievers, right? They are able to spend 60% of their days working on the needle moving activities in their business. 60%. So we all get that there's all the administrative tasks, and sometimes I got to say some of the yucky stuff that nobody has a zone of genius in everything. We all have really 1 to maybe 2. And when you know that, it's great to recognize that. And with that, you can structure your time as to how you want to spend that. And in this case, time is one of the biggest struggles with a social media plan. And many entrepreneurs that I talk with, and it's not even just in our industry, but of course I focus on us, right? It really is a struggle to have an actual plan. Most of the time people think about posting. They're like, oh, you know what? Let me post. I did a yard. Let me, I got my pictures. Let me just make a post real quick. And typically that's when they need to get into creating their graphics. Now we're going to move over now to your graphics, to your business branding and the graphics that you are either most likely using or you should be using, right? With that, some of the things that are important with your business brand are your colors and your logo and what your business stands for, knowing your mission statement. And just think of it that way, as what is your business about? What is your objective with it? Now, you could be all over the place, but I bet you have some favorite colors that you want to stand out as your business brand. And it can be fun and vibrant. It can be classy and professional. There's probably other companies out there that you really relate to with their logos. When you think of Coca-Cola, what do you think of instantly, right? My company name is Flamingos to Go. It would be so wrong if I didn't have flamingos related to my logo and my branding, right? Can you imagine that? So what is yours? And, if you're super brand new getting started, that starts with a business name. But let's assume you've got that. What are your colors? What does your business stand for? Do you have a logo? Do you have a certain font? Fonts, you got to think of this. You are building this to represent your brand, right? And you want to make sure that it stands out as you, and you want to be proud of it. So with that, what are your colors? What are your fonts, right? We're in the visual business and most of us are very creative. What are your fonts that people can read? That's important. And do you have a logo that you really like and it represents you and your business? Now, with that sort of style, you'll have some sort of variations of logos. If you look in the corner here of my video, I've got a round logo with our business name in it, Yard Card Business Network. And in little bitty print, it says established 2020. We used visual interest of 2 different fonts, with Yard Card as one and Business Network as a second one in a different color, but still something that's readable, legible in a little logo. Now our established 2020 is too small. I'll just say that, but we do have it in our regular logo. We've got the pink as the outline because your eye is immediately drawn to that, right? And so it frames the rest of it. However, sometimes you need a logo that is not just a circle or is not just a square, right? You need what I'll call more of a rectangle or a skinny rectangle logo. For any of my graphic design friends out there, I'm sure there's fancy names for that, but in different things that you're using, let's think about some examples like your business Facebook page, the cover photo. And then let's think about your little square profile photo, right? Those are 2 different icons or photos. And so you've got to be able to have your branding, your logo, but also in different variations. Does that make sense? So if you're doing advertising signs, first of all, side note, you better be doing advertising signs with every single one of your yards, and they don't have to be fancy. If you're just getting started, put your name on there and put your contact information. And nowadays, the general public also knows how to use QR codes. I recommend, if you don't have a QR code, put on your advertising sign, take a photo of me. Literally tell the drivers what to do, because then they have it and they'll remember taking that action. Now with that, let's assume that you're past just the super basic advertising sign. Then of course you want your logo on there and you want people to start remembering your brand, not your competitors. If you don't have a competitor, that's awesome. You still want people to remember your brand, right? So in that case, if, for instance, I have a circle logo, right? So I would want to, or a round logo, I would want to take it and probably put it on the side. I should have a visual aid here, right? And then on the other side, I would have my business information spelled out. And in that case, I would still want to have my business name. And then of course the contact information, and take a picture of me. Okay. Now, I will tell you again, I'm going off a little bit on in a rabbit hole. You can put on there the Facebook logo and the Instagram logo. However, it's one thing, you know, you still want to have your business name, because such as the Yard Card Business Network, on Instagram, we are Yard Card Biz, B-I-Z, because it's shorter, and that's always a good thing. But on Facebook, we are Yard Card Business Network. If you search on YouTube, we are the Yard Card, we are Yard Card Business Network. So you want to make sure you have at your business name, whatever that channel is, okay? Now, with that, unfortunately, most of the time, people aren't going to remember that. I'll just tell you that. But if you've got a website, they're potentially going to remember that. A lot of people, if they go and do a search for your business and they don't have the actual URL for Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, they're going to find similar business names. And when that happens, they may not get to you. So that's just something to consider. Okay, so that's one thing. That's about your branding and your logo, right? And in that case, let's think about your advertising sign. Maybe you're going to frame it and you're going to put a cute little scrolly kind of frame around it, or maybe you're going to do an oval with your branding and your name in there. You want to make sure, just like with mine, I have a nice little pink frame. You want something to make it pop. Okay, now let's also recap. You need a Facebook cover photo with your brand, right? You also need your Facebook profile picture. And now let's take it a step further. Think about, what are the other things you use for marketing materials? What are other graphics that you either already need or you know you need? One of the most popular is some sort of leave behind marketing material at the guest of honor's home. These days, one of the most popular is a door hanger. And with that, I really highly recommend you have something rather professional that's got your branding on it and something you can personalize, because writing it out with a pen, there is something more personalized about seeing that versus just a standard printed door hanger. Now, I will tell you, I think that you can do better and do like a little, I will call it a swag bag or goodie bag, where you leave a postcard or a note card where you've actually either written the whole thing out, or you have a standard note card already printed, and then you still just sign it personally from you. When you do that, you could leave a magnet. If you still do magnets, you can leave a pen. This is not the right color pen. This was a standard one in the mail, but I have pink pens with my business name on them. And when people click on it, I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Okay, this one's not going to work. Oh, here it is. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little bitty baby flashlight. Just something a little different. You might do that. You might leave a pen. You might leave a notepad. You might leave a lot of different things. If it's a VIP or an upsell, there's a whole bunch of other sort of items that you can leave. You can leave a tumbler. You can do a little tote bag. There's all kinds of little things. But a basic little goodie bag, you could even, we used to do candy. We used to do a bunch of other little things. That's where I think it's nice to put a note card or even just a postcard. Postcards are the best bang for your buck. Also business cards, but postcards, typically you can do a 4x6 and you can do 1,000 of them for less than $100. When you go and price door hangers, they are much more expensive. Now they're simple, but They're much more expensive. So that's something to consider. But everything needs to have your branding on it. And then about any of your social media posts, have you ever seen the ones that have the company logo on them? And sometimes they'll have a nice, cute little frame that matches whatever the photo is in. So let's say we're talking about right now it's March, and so we have Easter coming. So let's think about if you've got a fun little Easter frame that goes on, and then you've got your cute little Easter theme that's in it, and then you've got your branding probably in the corner. How amazing does that make your company look? It's just spectacular. Now we move into your ads, your actual posts. With those, back old school, we had regular traditional flyers that you would print out and you could leave. Now, those are still very effective in some other situations, but on social media, you can take your flyer and you can use that as your post, right? You want to promote and promote. So with that, the best thing to do is have some themes that match your branding and also match the type of theme you're promoting. Does that make sense? So how are you creating those graphics? And how much time is that taking? What I am finding is this is one of the places where most entrepreneurs feel like they are lagging. Even if they've got the cool apps to do it, it's still time, and they may not have the flyers actually created because that's more time. And if you do want to go down that path, I have a link on our website, www.yardcardbusinessnetwork.com/resources. And I've got some different tools of the trade listed there. And one of them is a graphic design tool for you. If that's something that you know is your weak spot, the next thing to do is to outsource it. Now, you might have a team that can help you, but it's a matter of getting the help with that, because that time savings is wonderful. It's something then you don't have to think about. It's something someone else is better at than you. And then you've got that time savings. And then it's better for your branding to do this, right? We're all about building our brand. We want somebody to remember us next month, next year, 5 years from now. I have customers that go back over 16 years. And guess what? They remember my business name. And they always, they will send me photos and messages when they see something cute that's a flamingo, because they think of me. They remember the branding that I have set forth from the beginning to do. Okay, so I think that is it. Let me summarize on the graphics real quick. You need great branding. You need to have your colors, your logo, your fonts. You need to have it in different dimensions so that it can work with the different elements that you need. Let's see, with that, we also have what kind of graphics do you need as far as your social media. You've got your Facebook cover photo, your profile photo, any flyers that you need, any social media post frames, and also with your logo actually on the frame. And then any swag that you're doing, any traditional marketing materials, whether you're doing door hangers, postcards, and note cards. And side note, always have business cards. Always, always, always have business cards. Even in the day of electronics, I can't tell you how important this still is to have. Okay, and then that's it. How do you like that? I hope some of that was helpful. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and summarize the social media marketing real quick again. Let's see if I can get this right. Y'all, I do make notes for you guys. I know these aren't very fancy, but I try to make sure I get my points across. So for social media marketing, what platforms are you on? Where are your customers and your potential customers? What content are you posting, like mostly? How often are you posting? And then what is your downfall? What is your strategy? Is it a struggle? What, you have some sort of struggle. Let's be real. Is it the time? Is it the graphics of creating all of this? Is it not knowing what to make? Is it a combination? Is it you just kind of wing it and you do it when you think about it? So those are all my questions for you. And if this is stuff you're interested in getting more help in, we would love to help you. The Yard Card Business Network, the entire objective is to help you grow your business. So these are some of the things that we can help you with. And we hope you will consider jumping on board and becoming part of our flock, because it's so much fun, but we're learning and we're really serious. We don't get into stuff that isn't going to grow our businesses. And we also keep a bit of a perspective, and we try not to get, down in the nitty gritty, but sometimes we need to, right? So I hope that helps. And I hope you will consider jumping on board, because we have phenomenal resources right now. And we are always adding. We have some great resources that we're about to launch, and I know you're going to love. And as you can probably tell, based on our topics today, those are two of them that are getting released soon. I hope it's something that you will be interested in to help grow your business. So thank you all so much for listening. I hope it's helpful. And down here in the comments, regardless of what platform you are on, I hope you will leave some comments. Let us know what takeaways you have. What are the little nuggets that you've gotten out of this? Because it sure does let us know if we were on the right track in helping you, so that we can do it again next time. So thank y'all again so much. And let's make sure to go out and make someone smile today. Cheers, everybody.